What's up, everyone? This is Mr. Blackson from Team Blacksmith. Welcome to my channel. Oh, we got a good one tonight. That B&T BWC9 is on deck, so stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back. Now, the B&T BWC9, because we can. Very unique. When I seen this at the bunker gun shop, I had to have it. So big ups to team and channel sponsor. Those boys are the best. Info's in the description. Now, what can you say about this? I mean, very unique, very compact, very concealable. People that don't know this platform will not know what you're carrying. But I love the FDE color and everything that's just rolled up into this whole chassis here. Now, very unique, and to the point where it's specifically built for the SIG Sauer P320. Now, I did not have a P320 in my collection, so all the pieces that I purchased had to purchase separately on top of the chassis, so things kind of added up. But again, it does come with the Aimpoint Acro P2, but I had to buy 3 magazines. I had to buy the fire control unit, the slide, which is the compact carry slide, of course the barrel and the recoil and the guide rod system, all in there to put all this together. Now, once you put it all together, you do have to Form 1 it, SBR it, so additional cost on top of that, another $200. So overall, a little bit over $3,000 for this entire unit. Now, if you already have a P320, you are golden. You're all set. If you're willing to take that all apart, take out the fire control unit, and pretty much doing away with the grip and the frame, and insert all that in here from a compact carry to the full size, you're all set. So on top of that, I didn't have the magazine, so I had to purchase 3 magazines. So it does add up, and you have to ask yourself, is it worth the cost? Now, I had this at the range, and I did come across some issues. Now, I have the pros and I have the cons. Of course, the pros are obvious. Now, the cons, we're going to touch on my, not a quick tabletop review, but a tabletop review of the BWC9. So, let's get right into that tabletop review. So, stay tuned. All right, guys. So, tabletop review of the B&T BWC9 chambered at 9mm. Now, this is coming in at a weight of 76.8, 77 ounces, and that is with the P320 X-Carry slide and then internals. And of course, I have the P320 fire control unit with flat face trigger. Love this, so big ups to the bunker gun shop for getting all this together for me. Now, you can use a full-size slide and recoil system. And you can probably go with a different type of fire control unit for the P320 that they have out there. But like I said, many different options for the P320 that works with the BWC9. All right, so let's see here. Now the length with it enclosed is like 11 3/4 inches long. And of course, I have the ejection port, Aimpoint Acro P2. Of course, the charging handle and the release switch there. And I love the FDE color. Very beautiful. Now, if you already have a P320, you are golden. If you want to take it apart, take out the control unit and use the existing slide and guide rod and recoil system, you're all set. You do not need to purchase anything separately like I did But it all works either way. Probably the least expensive if you already own a P320 9mm. So with that said, let's take a look at, of course, the Aimpoint Acro. Very nice sight picture there. As you can see from the range footage, this thing shoots very flat, but I wasn't able to complete my range footage like I normally do. But all right, so let's open her up. Of course, the switch here allows you to fully extend the BWC9. All right, so fully extended. We're coming around 22 inches. 22 inches. All right, so now the pros are obvious. Very nice, compact design, very concealable. People probably won't know what you're carrying if they're not familiar with this platform. And again, the magazine, fully inserted, ejects, has 2 points of contact for the magazine to come out. One allows you to disengage it where it doesn't fall out, and you can quickly insert it back in. And here against the grip, allows you to fully extract the magazine. Now I have 21+1 round mag. It does work with, of course, the 17+1. Now my only issue is when you have to close it back up and you hit the switch here to release the grip, and it stops right there. Now you do have to push it in a little to fully close it again. So that's the only downside with the 21+ round mag. But again, when it comes out, everything's back in order and you're good to go. All right, of course, being empty. Now the fire control unit, I love the flat face trigger. Very nicely done. I had the boys at the Bunker Gun Shop actually put this together for me. Of course, I took it apart a couple times just to get used and see how they actually did it. But again, when you shoot the gun, gases come out from the top, as you can see from the range footage, and of course from the front. But there is an opening on the bottom where the trigger guard folds into place. As you can see the recoil and guide rod, recoil spring and the guide rod. Now, I left it dirty for a reason. As you see, the gases and the carbon does come out from the bottom. So when you're shooting it, you will catch a lot of carbon on your hand. Now, I did not get burnt because all the blast comes from the top and the front, and you just get a carbon blast from the bottom. Now, you can feel it coming out, but it does not burn. So, quick note of that, does not burn, but you will get a handful of carbon on your hand, and you do have to do a little extra cleaning. All right, so just a quick note about that right there. Now to take off the chassis, the top of the chassis, you just pop this pin out right here, just like an AR-15. Pops out, and off comes the top. Now before I get into the sliding and everything else, let's look at the top of the chassis where charging handle is. As you can see on the top, charging handle allows you to activate and engage the slide, to chamber around, and also to release it when it locks back. Now it does come with spacers. Now the spacers are pretty much for the compact carry slides. Allows you the charging handle to engage it fully. Now I was having some issues where the carbon was building up so much that it got really difficult to activate the slide with the charging handle. It was not allowing me to go all the way back to unlock it. So I do have extra spacers on order, so I don't have to wrestle with or actually use all my force to try to unlock the slide after I finish shooting. But very easily to change out or to add additional spacers, the guide rod and the spring. Well, that comes out very easily. That back into place. All right. And the spacers will go right there. They slide into place there, and you just line them all up right there. So I got 2 or 3 more coming in, so I'm gonna actually work with 4 or see if 5 is actually will work better and be more effective. But everything just pops back into place once you put the additional spacers in. Yeah. And there we go. Right. And there you go, everything's back into place. I wish that went a little smoother, but it is what it is. But again, the carbon does build up really quick on the inside, and of course the barrel and slide. So make note of that. And of course, the pin is actually replaced with the pin that comes with the BWC9. So to remove the slide, just first lock the slide back, and you would turn this clockwise to the flat position or horizontal position, and off comes the slide. Now you can see just the standard P320 X-carry slide, guide rod recoil system, and of course the barrel. And here is the fire control unit. Like I said, if you have your own P320, you can remove the fire control unit from that and insert it into the BWC9. Now the boys at Bunker did all this for me, so big ups to them. But of course I had to bring it home and take it apart myself. Now I did not remove the fire control unit. I didn't feel as though I needed to, since I was able to take off the slide and actually be able to clean this with just the slide off. But as you can see, the carbon does build up, and this was after 100 rounds. It got extremely dirty, and I noticed all the carbon on my hand. All right, so let's put the slide back on, lock everything back. It's counterclockwise to straight position, and we're back in business. Horse being safe, empty, and there we go. All right, so easily to put back together. Pop that back on, pop the pin back into place, and we are back in business. So it gets a little tough to work with the slide, especially when the carbon builds up in there. So extra spacers will definitely work for the compact carry slides for the P320. I don't believe you will have that problem with the full-size P320 slide. But that is just the quick tabletop review of the BWC9. And of course, pop that back there. Move that a little forward there. Disengage the back. And we're back in full concealment. All right, so that's my tabletop review. So final thoughts and opinion on the BWC9. So stay tuned. All right, guys, tabletop review done, and my final thoughts on the BWC9 by B&T. Great design, I love it. Now the cons of it all, I do have some concerns with the reliability aspect of it. But I believe once I put those spacers in there, it will allow me to actually work with the slide more effectively than just the 2 spacers. Now, I may think about getting a full-size slide to put in here and see how that works out. But again, that's just an option. So if you do have a P329mm compact, full-size, and willing to take it apart and discard not discard, put aside the grip and the frame and use the fire control unit in the slide, in your existing magazines, that will come in at a reduced cost, but you do have to SBR this Form 1, so there's additional $200 for that tax stamp. But overall, I am satisfied with the BWC9 chassis. Like I said, it shoots great, very accurate, and again, of course, with this platform, you really can't miss no matter how far you go out, maybe 15, 20 yards is 15 yards was the furthest I got out, but I believe with some more practice and more handling with this, I can get this easily out to 20 yards very accurately. But again, the BWC9, that's what you got. Like I said, very unique product. I love having this in my collection. And like I said, I will probably do a follow-up review on the BWC9 once I get the extra spaces in there, and hopefully everything works out and this will get a glowing review on the next follow-up. All right, so that is all I have for the night for the BWC9 by B&T, and this is Mr. Blackson from Team Blacksmith. As always, like, share, subscribe, join the team. I'm out.